In this class, we are going to discuss about the 18th century political formation of the part history. So here, in 18th century, the political formation happened. So 18th century means, so you could see that the Mughal provisions will decline. Okay, after the Aurangzeb, what are the problems have faced, and also with the British entered and they started to control the different areas by the 18th century. So, what are the major aspects and political formation happened in the 18th century? So that we are going to discuss in this class. So, if you look up the map 1 and map 2 closely, you will see that the significant uh, happening in the subcontinent India. So during the first half of the 18th century. So then later the boundaries of the Mughal Empire reshaped and emergence of the numbers of the independent kingdoms separate. So when the power of the Mughal Empire is declining, the regional uh, powers or regional provinces so became the more powerful and they started to become independent. So by 1765, so another power and British had successfully grabbed the major provinces. Okay, in eastern India. Later, they have started to step into the other areas. So here the dramatical changes happened that in a short time only. So let's focus on the map one and map two. So here you could see that. mm See, these are all the what is that? You could see that these are all the frontiers, okay, of the Mughal. So these are all the areas it was there, and complete. These are all the area it was controlled by the which one Mughal only. But so this was still in the 7,700. So later, step by step, one year by year, so they started to move on to the next one. So here, this is another one. This one, what is the map 2. So here the separate areas we could see that. So here this is Hyderabad, this is another one, and Marathas. So this is another one, separate kingdom, Awadh, okay, and Bengal province, Sikhs here, okay, and Rajputs. So like that. In Mysore province, Arcot, like that. They became separated. So they became stronger in those areas. So in this chapter, we are going to learn about the majorly about the how it is that from 1707 Aurangzeb died. So that in 1761 the first Panipat also be occur. So what were the major so third battle of Panipat occur. So what were the changes and happened? Everything we are going to discuss now. The crisis of the empire and later Mughal. So in the fourth chapter already we have learnt about the Mughals. So how they have reached to that Akbar, Aurangzeb, Shah Jahan. Okay, like that we have learnt about that. The till the 17th century, they have reached to the peak. So there were cause of the numbers of factors. Emperor Aurangzeb had depleted military and financial resources in the empire, fighting a long war in the Deccan. Under his successors, the efficiency of the imperial. So after him, those who are comes, they considered as successors. So those who are not much stronger like him. Okay, so that's why it became increasingly difficult to later emperor to keep the power, powerful mansabdas in those areas. So when the Mughals were not able to keep the check or control over the powerful mansabdar, so the Nawabs were appointed as a governor subedars often the control the offices of revenue and military administration, Diwani and Faujudari as well as. So this gave the extraordinary political, economic and military power over the vast region of the Mughal Empire. So by this they started to control those areas. As governors consolidated their control over the provinces, the periodic uh, remissions of revenue was capital decline. So again, you know that after the Aurangzeb, they tried a lot and different ways they started to set up, though they were not able to control these areas. And excuse me, peasants and Jamindari rebellion were the major one in northern part of the India and western India added these problems. So majorly, so those were against these Mughals. So they are majorly peasants and Jamindars. So these rebellions were made these parts to separate from the Mughals. So these revolts were sometimes caused by the pressure of the mounting taxes. So they were not able to pay the taxes. So that's why the Sikh provinces and in the western areas, those areas. So those were not able to pay the taxes. So by this, the revolt against this one. Okay. At other times, they were attempting by the powerful chieftains of consolidate their own position. So it's back to pavilion like that. It is said that. So in the sixth standard, you have learned on the majorly Janapada, Mahajanapada, how it is created. It's created by the chieftain, the head of the village. So one who is stronger in those provinces or areas, they will be considered as the control that particular area. So Mughal authority had been challenge of these rebellious groups of the past as well. So one step by step, they became the chieftains became stronger and they started to control the particular areas. So like this, the areas are going to be split off and the consolidation of the position it's going to be it's not now able to seize the groups were able to control those particular areas and collecting taxes and everything. It started by these chieftains. So the Mughal empires after the Aurangzebs were unable to arrest the gradual shifting of political and economical authority into the hands of the provincial governor, local chieftain, and other groups. Majorly, this economic and political crisis, the rule of Iran, Nadir Shah, these were plundered of the Delhi in 1739. So, because of this one, they looted many wealth. So, because of that, the Delhi, that Mughal were frustrated. Because of this invention, they followed the series of plundering a raid of Afghans of Ahmad Shah Abdali, who invaded North India 5 times between 748 to 761. So, by this one, they already declined their power. So then, the recently that the Deccan areas and other areas, so those were far from the central, that is, say Delhi, they were able to control those areas. They became the separated from the Mughal. So in Adisha attack of the Delhi, so it was information was given that. So once you refer this one, how it is that everything is mentioned here. Okay. So already under the severe pressure of all sides, the empire was further weakened by the competition amongst different groups of the nobles. Who is that? It was two groups or two faction. So one is that Irani and another is Turani. So nobles of Turkeys. So it's called as Turanis. So a long time later, Mughal empires were puppets. So long time, the later Mughal empires means after the Aurangzeb were puppets, puppets in hands of their one or another those were powerful group. So this Irani or Turanis. So under them, puppets means whatever they are saying, these Mughal empires were doing. That is only puppets. Okay. So this was happened this one. So because of this, the worst possible humiliation came when two Mughal empires, Farooq Shah and Alamgir II, were during this period. It was more what is that? Mm, problems were created in those worst possibility it's created. The two other Hamad Shah and Shah Alam II, okay, blinded their mobiles without thinking at all anything that. So what is positive, negative, they were not thinking. What they were saying that they were following this one. So especially Shah Alam II. So during the British period only in 8th standard we're going to learn about this one. Shah Alam II, so he had given the Diwani power to the British, means that is collection of the land taxes. Okay, so that is the major one, the first victory of the British in the what is that? Majorly in the from the Shah Alam II, they received this Diwani power collection of this one. Okay, so Battle of Panipat, so Battle of such as so different battles they have happened. So during this time, so this Shah Alam II provided or the given the chance to collect the taxes. So this is the first victory, and later the British came to the power. So in this Mughal, so they are Iranis and Turanis control only. They continued. This is about the first video related to this part. In the next videos, I'll discuss about the other how it is emerges new concepts and areas that will be discussed later. Okay, thank you.